Hey everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. My name is Rocio, aka Chio. I'm 24 years old. I live in the Coachella Valley and I'm a singer slash performer. Here with me, I have my gorgeous niece Ysabel.
Hi, I'm Ysabel. I'm 20 years old and I have renal kidney failure.
Yes, that's right. My niece was diagnosed when she was 18 years old with renal kidney failure. Growing up, she had a pretty normal life, except when she was a newborn. They released my sister from the hospital early, and when she took her baby home, she was actually turning purple from the nose and the mouth area, and my sister took her back to the hospital, and it turns out she was lacking oxygen. But other than that, it didn't really affect her much. She never had to go to the hospital when she was young or anything like that. But it wasn't until she was 17 years old she started getting pretty sick. When you first started getting sick, what was going on?
I was throwing up. I couldn't hold anything down. No food, no fluids. I threw everything up, and I had really bad headaches. That would really not want. I wouldn't really want to do much. I would just want to be in bed, and that's pretty much. And I had stomach pain. I had a stomach pain right here.
Yeah, and that actually got worse as time went on. So it was a pretty bad year because my sister was going through some stuff financially, and then there was I don't know what exactly happened with her insurance. I guess that her insurance wasn't covering her kids anymore. So not only that, they didn't have insurance, so my sister really couldn't take her to the doctors out here because it's pretty expensive. So usually our family, when we're pretty sick, will go to Mexicali. When they took you to Mexicali, what did the doctor say to you, or what did he do?
Well, we saw this family doctor that was recommended from our family that lives in Mexicali.
Mm-hmm.
And he would always take my vitals, which is normally checking my heart, my blood pressure, my heart rate, and all that. And my blood pressure was always high.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always high when I would go see him. And he thought that it was just because I was nervous around him. He started treating me for the stomach pain that I had, which means he was giving me a lot of different medications. I had a couple of different ones, and nothing was helping. I was still throwing up. I still got the headaches. I still had the stomach pain, so nothing really helped.
Yeah, after time went on, nothing was really helping you out, and so as time went on, it got pretty worse. She was constantly throwing up, and it was really bad to see. There was this one time I went to go visit you, and I just saw you just lost so much weight because of all that, to be honest. So the time I went to go visit you, you were just so skinny, and you just looked so crippled up like this. You really couldn't walk, and it was painful to watch. So I remember I talked to my sister because I know she was going through a lot of stress, and I talked to her and I told her, let Ysabel stay with me and my mother for a week. We'll take care of her. We'll try to make her eat pretty good. And so she agreed to it. So one night, Ysabel came over to sleep over, and the next morning I was getting ready for work, and as I was getting ready for work in the restroom, Ysabel came in, and she came in to throw up. And when she was done throwing up, she got up and she grabbed my arm, and her eyes looked like they were ready to pop out of her socket, and it was bad to see. So my mom was kind of panicking, and I didn't want to panic, so I had to stay pretty calm, and I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I called my sister up. I told her, sister, Ysabel is bad. We need to take her to the hospital. And she just kind of went off on me, and she was telling me, no, you and mom are babying her. She needs to finish her medicine. She's not even taking her medicine. How do you expect her to get better? And then I told her, if you don't take her to the hospital, I'm going to take her right now. And my sister just flipped out. She started cursing me out. It was bad. And she hung up on me. And a couple minutes later, my other niece called me and she says, my mom's on her way to go pick you and Ysabel up. She picked us up. She remembered that a friend's son was in an incident and they took him to Desert Regional Hospital and they were actually able to help him out with some insurance. So it popped into my sister's head. So we went to Palm Springs where Desert Regional Hospital is at, and we went to the ER and they were able to help you out with some insurance, huh?
Yeah.
Till this day you have that same insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Thank God it all worked out. But when they did take you to the back, what kind of tests were they taking? Or what did they first do to you?
First, they helped. There's this lady who came and helped me with the insurance papers.
Mm-hmm.
And then they needed to do some tests. First, they wanted a urine sample,
Mm-hmm.
which is something almost all my doctors wanted that for some reason, I wasn't able to give. I don't know why. I don't understand. But I couldn't. And they would give me a lot of water, but I would throw it up. So, they wanted a urine sample, which I couldn't give.
The same thing happened when they took you to Mexicali, huh? You weren't able to give a urine sample. I mean, my sister always took her kids to their annual physicals, and no doctor ever found anything wrong with her. So this was pretty random. And so what else did they were doing to you?
They did a CT scan.
Mm-hmm.
And they also did a different kind of test. It was like, you know how when they check for the baby with those monitors?
Oh,
they
the
did that.
ultrasound?
Yeah, they did that, but to look for the kidneys.
Uh-huh.
But my kidneys were too small, so they couldn't find them on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ran more tests like that to try to find to see what was wrong. And my kidneys were so small, they just couldn't. That's why they don't know what caused the renal kidney failure.
Yeah. They finally got you a room and they had you on IV, and I heard the nurse say that you were pretty dehydrated because you went through 5 bags of, what is it? Saline. 5 bags. That's a lot. I remember those 2 nurses that day that were helping you out because they were just worried. They were pretty in shock of what was going on. And so I remember the first nurse actually came in with an answer finally, and he said that you had renal kidney failure, and I just started crying. Like, I was just devastated, and my sister was in a bit of a shock. She was like, nah, you're lying. She really didn't. It didn't hit her at first until the second nurse came in, and he officially said, he also said it again, that you had kidney failure. Then my sister started crying. How did you feel when you first heard that you had renal kidney failure? You were just laying there with no expression on your face. So I didn't know how you felt.
When I was in the hospital, I was really out of it. So when they told me, it didn't really hit me until they put in my catheter for dialysis. I realized my life was going to change. And I felt kind of sad, kind of anxious, because I didn't really know it was a new thing that I was going to have to be doing. And so I just felt kind of sad and anxious.
How long I remember you saying it was after that, once they diagnosed you, you stayed in the hospital for how long?
About 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't remember you staying there for that long. It's kind of foggy. Once you told me it was 3 weeks, I was like, wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So once you were there, what else were they doing? Because I know you had a couple of surgeries done, or...
They did. I had when they finally told me I had renal kidney failure, they put in the temporary catheter, which was in my neck.
I remember that, yeah.
And then they were telling me that I was gonna get surgery for my fistula.
And that is on
my left arm, on my left upper arm. And then they said that they were gonna change the temporary catheter to a permanent catheter. So, because I could go home with a permanent catheter. And so they did that. They changed it to the permanent. But these ones, I don't have to be put under. They just do it with some numbing, and that's it.
Oh, okay. That wasn't
not
a surgery.
like a major surgery.
Oh, okay.
And then the last week I was in the hospital. That's when they did the fistula surgery, which it is more that they put me under and everything.
Yeah, they actually had to put you to sleep. Were you scared having surgery for the first time?
A little. I was a little nervous. I've never done surgery. I didn't know what to expect. I was kind of sad my mom wasn't gonna be there with me.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fine. After it was done, I was okay.
You absolutely took it like a champ. I'm very proud of you. You know, you were just pretty calm, and that kept us all calm. But I know we were all pretty nervous. Some actually, other family members handled it a little bit more difficult, but you stayed pretty calm, and I'm very proud of you for that. That was amazing. Were you scared when they did the first dialysis on you with the, what was it called?
Temporary catheter.
Yeah, with the temporary catheter. Was that dialysis?
Yes.
Right?
That's dialysis. I was nervous. I would have little panic attacks, and my mom and my grandma and my Nina would try to calm me down.
I don't think I was there for those panic attacks.
No, I was only my grandma, Nina, and my mom. And I would get antsy, and I would start crying because I wanted to get off dialysis.
Can you explain what dialysis is for us? What exactly?
What it does?
Yeah.
It cleans my blood because what your kidneys do is it cleans your blood, and it takes out all the bad toxins, and it takes out all the fluids you drink, all the fluids. And my kidneys are dead, so they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So dialysis is cleaning my blood, taking out fluid. It basically washes my blood and everything.
It's like recycling it, you know, like it just cleans it up and it puts it back into you, or
the machine is basically the kidneys. The machine is my
because
kidneys.
both of your kidneys don't work.
Yeah,
and no doctor has been able to say why. Like, you know, all of a sudden, why did your kidneys stop failing? They kind of think that it was they were just
never fully developed.
So you had to have surgery for your arm. What did you think of your arm? Because I know that was a big sensitive part for you.
Well, when I got out of surgery, I was kind of tired, so I didn't really notice my arm till the next day. And it was bandaged. It was bandaged. It was bandaged, and the bandage was bloody because it was
fresh.
Yeah, so it kind of looked like it was part of my skin.
Okay.
And I started crying, and my mom asked me why I was crying, and I told her I don't know.
Well, that's because of your arm.
Yeah. Well, I was crying because of my arm, but I didn't want to tell her that because then she was gonna yell at me.
My sister's very tough love. She's like, if something hurts, shake it off. That's why it took her so long for her to take, not only because of the whole insurance, but it took her so long because she was just tough love, like, hey, shake it off. That's why it took her a while to take you to the damn hospital. And it took a little pushing, but we had it done. And what the doctors, I remember them saying, like, they were surprised that you lasted this long. You know?
They said that it would be a miracle if I made it past that week.
Yeah. It was pretty severe. You were basically dying at home.
Yeah.
You were dying at home before we even took you to the hospital, and that's shocking. That's insane. Did you have so when you got home, did you have a lot of medication you had to take?
I had a couple. It was quite a few, more than normally people take, but it started building up. Like they started adding more.
Because it took them a while to be able to just
control my blood pressure.
Yeah, I know that you were on a lot of different medications because you took one pill, but that pill would affect something else. So then they would need you to treat. they needed to treat you for that other thing that was going on.
Yeah.
You know, and taking some medication, how did that affect your body, like hair? And because I remember your hair was falling out.
Yeah, that's actually because of dialysis.
Oh, because of dialysis.
Dialysis is helping my body, but it also affects my body a lot, as does the medicine. But the medicine is kind of different complications.
Oh, okay.
So my hair was falling out, and because of dialysis, because even though it's taking out bad toxins, for them to take out bad toxins, they're putting in bad toxins into my body too.
Yeah.
To take out the bad ones.
Oh, I see.
So it was causing my hair to fall out. My skin's very dry because of it, and I can put on a lot of lotion and it still be dry. There's other things it does, but that doesn't really affect me.
Okay.
And then my medication affects me, as in I get tired, I get sleepy.
For the first year, you were pretty tired constantly.
For when I first started taking the medication, I was really slow. Like, my mom could ask me something and I would stare at her for like a couple of minutes, and then I would answer.
You're just mentally like processing everything, and then you're finally, once you get the answer, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
How was your experience with having to meet a lot of doctors? Were they helpful? Because I know you met a ton.
Yeah, I did meet a lot of doctors. I still have most of my doctors except for one. I still have to see him, but they're all nice, but it's a lot to like remember their names and everything, and I'm very bad with that, so that's why. But they all help me in their own ways, because they all have their specialties.
So yeah, that's why, you had to go meet a heart doctor, you had to meet a kidney doctor, you had to meet who else?
My brain doctor.
Your brain doctor.
My bladder doctor. My OB.
Something with the OBYNG. Okay, no, I don't know.
And then I have my kidney doctors, which is Dr. Stone and Dr. Alderman. And I have my primary doctor, which is Dr. Kazi, so I have quite a few doctors.
Oh, okay. You had to have dialysis in a clinic. How was your experience with having dialysis in a clinic for the first time and not at the hospital?
Well, I'm a very shy person. I've always been a very shy person. But doing it in a center, all the people there, I'm very thankful to them, because they made me feel welcome, and they made me laugh, and they talked to me, and they asked me about how I was doing, and so they all helped me out.
And they became your family now, because you've been on dialysis for how long?
2 years.
Yeah. And but were you scared? Because obviously at the hospital, I don't think there was a big machine next to you, was there? Because in dialysis clinics, they have these big machines, like you said, basically your kidneys.
Yeah, they do. At the hospital, it's the same machine, but it was only one. At the clinic, I see a bunch of them at the same time. The clinic, it's a little different process. I have to weigh in. I have to do a couple of more steps than I don't have to do in the hospital.
Yeah, okay. So, as time went on, how did you feel at times, because were you sad, depressed, were you feeling okay?
When at first, when I went home, and I was in the hospital no more, I was okay, but then I started getting, depressed, and I felt like I couldn't talk to it with my mom or anything, because I didn't want to make her worried or add more stress for her. Because I knew she was stressed even though she wouldn't tell me, and I knew she was worried even though she wouldn't let me know.
Yeah, because she likes to keep her feelings to herself.
And I didn't really talk about it with anyone. I just kept to myself. I would stay in my room all day, lay in bed.
Because first of all, you were tired.
Yeah.
Because of the medication. You would sleep a lot.
And
you would sleep during the day and then, like, stay up all night.
I was really depressed, and there was a time where I didn't want to go to dialysis no more. I just wanted to stay home, even though I knew that wasn't good for me.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And finally, I kind of got out of it. I kind of started going out with my friends again, started getting my life back.
Mm-hmm.
I also talked to it with my social worker at dialysis,
Mm-hmm.
and she gave me some things to do.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So that was, like, my next question. Did the way you feel change later on? Obviously, you said you were depressed, and then later on, as time even more went on, you started getting into your groove, into a groove of things. And it does take some time. How was your support system? Did your friends and family make you feel better?
Yeah, I think that's why I could get out of it, because I always had you guys around.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew you guys cared. And
yes, because we're very family oriented, so absolutely we just wanted we wanted to do anything to make you feel better.
Yeah. And I have my friends too who also would message me every day and talk to me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Check up on you. I know personally for me, I wanted to be there for you a little bit more. I would try to be there as much as I can, but not as much as I wanted to be there for you. I remember there was this one time I just so badly wanted to make you happy. I wanted something extreme and something major to happen to you for you to be just like to snap out of that depression mode. So at the time you were watching a lot of Ellen, huh? A lot of Ellen DeGeneres shows. Did her shows make you a little bit feel better?
I liked watching, like, I don't know, her shows just make people happy. She just has such a great personality. I like watching her shows. I like watching the videos of hers on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because every time I go over, you were always watching Ellen. So I went on to the EllenDeGeneres.com website, and I was like, how can I email Ellen to get Ysabel onto the Ellen show? And I found, I guess on the website, there's this little box, whatever you click on, and you can message her, but it was like only 140 or 160 characters. I believe it's kind of foggy, and I was like, how can I explain to Ellen in a very good way that she needs to put my niece on her show so she can tell her story and this and that? But I did that. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I try to get you on, but I don't think that's how. I'm pretty sure we need more things to do to get you noticed, to get you on that show. I think I would still love you to get on that show and for you to tell your story and your experience to others, to get you, out there. Did you feel like you weren't ever going to get a kidney, or did you have faith?
There was a time where I did lose faith. I didn't think I was going to get a kidney. I thought this was just going to be my life now, dialysis and
forever.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're very young right now. You're 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And you were diagnosed when you were 18.
Yeah.
You've come a long way. How are you now with your well, actually, did your kidney situation have an effect with your beliefs? Like, you believe in God because we're Catholic?
I always thought God does things for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
When I did get it, I thought it was because I did something wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my mom told me that that's not it, that he only does this to strong people.
Yeah, and you're very strong. Our family, we're definitely there for you. We were just all pretty strong and try to stay strong with you.
Yeah, that's how my mom helped me a lot, because I really thought I did something wrong, and that's God was just getting.
Oh, I did not know that.
And my mom told me that he gives us to people who can handle it, just so you're strong enough to handle it, and he knows you can handle it. And that's the one thing I did tell my mom, was maybe I did something and he's punishing me for it.
But you were always a good girl. Never ever did you do anything bad. Ever. And so, there definitely was light at the end of the tunnel. How did you feel when you found out that you were going to get a kidney?
It was exciting. I was excited. I was a little nervous because, you know, it is a process still.
It definitely was a process.
And it's going to change my life.
For the better.
For the better. But it's still going to have, I'm still going to have to take medicine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it's worth it because
you don't have to be on dialysis anymore.
I'll get my life back.
You're actually going to have, like, by getting a new kidney, you're going to have, like, 40 more years on you added to your life. So, that's good. And I'm actually the kidney donor. Woo! It definitely was a process. But at the end, we're just very compatible. And we're going to have our surgery on the 29th of this month, which is January. I'm super excited. I'm a bit nervous because it's actually going to be my first time having surgery ever. This is going to be, what, your second time? Yeah, that's crazy. So is there anything else you want to add?
It's very important to have a strong support system. Like, you could have your social worker help you, a therapist, or even your friends can be there for you. It's just important that you stay positive, keep the faith, and just believe you'll make it through this.
Because you will. I believe everything happens for a reason. But it takes time, it takes patience and understanding as well. So like she said, stay positive, stay strong. And I really hope that everything works out for any of you that are going through something similar like her. Or even if a family member is going through something like her, just stay calm and positive for them. So I'm going to be uploading a video about my process with being a kidney donor to my niece. So I'll be uploading that later. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.